People who experience unrelenting stress, and chronic pain is an unrelenting stressor, can sometimes carry a level of background tension in their muscles that becomes so habitual that they don't notice it anymore. While contracting your muscles when you experience acute pain, like putting your hand on something hot, is a useful thing to do, if you're experiencing persistent pain, having your muscles tensed up or contracted over the long term can actually add to the pain and amplify it. The tension becomes so habitual that people are often not aware that they are carrying it until their muscles go into spasm, or until, when they're trying to rest, they discover that their muscles feel jerky or restless. And this can be stressful in itself. So one of the kingpins of stress management and of chronic pain management is to retrain your muscles to recognise the difference between tense and relaxed by using a progressive muscular relaxation routine. Because this is a retraining, it's a skill that builds over repeated practice. So expect to need to repeat this over the course of around about a month before you can decide whether or not it's very effective for you. You may experience benefit quite quickly, but you may need to build up the skill. In order to benefit from this, find yourself a comfortable position. It doesn't have to be lying completely flat. It doesn't even have to be lying down. You could be sitting on a comfortable supportive chair. But be as comfortable as you can be, even with your pain. It's permissible to move during the progressive muscular relaxation if you need to shift position. We're going to go through your body, through each muscle group in turn, slightly tensing them and then letting them go. Think of it a bit like a handbrake that's been pulled on too hard. If you want to release the handbrake, you may need to pull it on a little harder first before it'll let go. However, in the muscle groups around the most painful areas, it may be wise to begin with to decide not to tense, but just to imagine the muscles letting go of some of their tension. It could be that the level of tension that you're carrying there is too close to spasm for you to bring on a little more tension at that time. So let's begin. Close your eyes if you want to, and we'll start by paying attention to your breath. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths in and allow your stomach to move as you breathe in and to fall as you breathe out. Now move your attention to your feet. We'll point the toes to begin with. Point your toes away from you. Don't overclench, just point them gently like a ballet dancer. Notice how that feels, notice the tension, and then let that go. Let your legs sink into whatever is supporting you. Notice the difference. Now point the toes again. Point them, don't overclench them. Point them and feel the tension in your calves, tension in your toes, tension in your instep, the top of your feet. And then let them go. Let them sink heavily onto whatever's supporting you. And notice the difference in your calves, in your toes, in your feet. Now, lift your toes up and point your heels away from you. Lift them up and point your heels away from you. Notice the difference in your shins. Notice the difference in your feet. Notice the difference in the balls of your feet and your toes, your ankle. Then let them go and let them sink down onto whatever's supporting you. Notice the difference in the feelings in your shins, in your feet, in your toes. Now point your toes upwards and your heels away from you once more. Point them up, don't over-clench them, but notice the difference in your heels, notice the difference in your ankles, in the tops of your feet, in the underside of your feet, in your shins, and then let them go. Let them sink down onto whatever is supporting you, and notice the difference in your feet, your toes, your ankles, and your shins. Now press your ankles together. Press your ankles towards each other. Notice the difference in your muscles in your inner thighs, in your knees, in your ankles. Notice where you feel the tension, and then let them go. Let them sink down onto whatever is holding you. And notice the difference in those areas now that they've released. Press your ankles together again. Notice them clenching together. Don't over-clench. Notice the difference in your ankles, in your knees, in your inner thighs. And then let them go. Allow them to sink down and feel heavy on whatever is supporting you. And again, notice the difference. Now push your legs down onto the bed or whatever is supporting you. Push them down. Notice the tension. Notice the difference in your backs of your legs. Notice it in your backs of your calves. Notice as your fronts of your legs are pushing down. And then let them go. Allow them to sink. Allow them to feel softer. And notice the difference in all of those muscle groups in your legs. And again, push your legs down onto the bed or the chair. Notice the difference where you can feel the tension, where you can feel the pressure as you're pushing down. Don't over-clench, just notice the difference. And then let them go and allow them to sink down and feel softer and heavier. And notice the difference in those muscles now that you let them go. And now, clench your buttocks. Clench your buttocks, lifting your pelvis up off the bed or the chair. Clench your buttocks and notice the tension around your buttocks, around the front of your pelvis. And then let them go. Allow them to feel softer. Allow yourself to sink downwards and notice the difference there. And again, clench your buttocks. Don't over-clench them, but clench them so that you lift a little. Notice the difference. Notice the tension in your buttocks around the front of your pelvic area, maybe in the pit of your stomach. And then let them go. Sink down, soften, feel heavier, and notice the difference there. Next, clench your stomach. Hold your stomach tight. Feel like you've zipped up from the back right down round to the front to your navel. Notice the difference. Notice the difference in your pelvic area and in your stomach. And then let it go. Allow it to soften, open. Notice the difference. Now, once again, zip yourself up from the lower back, right round your pelvis, up to the front of your navel. Notice the difference. Notice the tension in your pelvic area. Notice the tension in your stomach area. And then soften. Let it go. And notice the difference again. Now, press your elbows against your sides. Press your elbows against your sides and notice the tension in your upper chest. Notice the tension in your shoulders. Notice the tension in your arms. And then let it go. And again, notice the difference in those muscle groups. And again, press your elbows against your sides. Press your elbows against your sides and notice the tension. Notice the tension in your underarms. Notice the tension in your chest, your shoulders, your upper arms. And then let it go. And notice the difference once again. Now, lift your shoulders up towards your ears, but not too far. Again, we're not over-tensing. Notice the difference. Notice the difference in your collarbone, in your shoulders. Notice the difference in your neck. And then allow your shoulders to come back down. Allow your elbows to feel heavier. And notice the difference there. Once again, lift your elbows up, lift your shoulders up towards your ears, but not too far. Notice the tension. Notice the difference in the tops of your shoulders, in your neck. And then allow them to sink down. Let them go. Soften and feel heavier, and notice the difference in those muscle groups. Now clench your jaw. Clench it gently, but press your teeth together. Notice the difference. Notice the difference around your jaw and your neck. Notice the difference around your teeth and your cheeks. And then let them go. Wiggle your jaw if you need to. Once again, clench your teeth. Don't clench them too hard, but notice the difference. Notice where the tension is around your jaw, around the sides of your face, your cheeks, your neck. And then let it go. Let it soften. Give it a wiggle if you need to. And notice the difference. Now, purse your lips and make a frown. Purse your lips and make a frown, and notice the difference around your eyebrows, around your nose, around your mouth. And then let them go. Allow your eyebrows to feel heavier. Allow your mouth and lips to let go of the tension. Once again, purse your lips, and make a frown with your eyebrows. Notice the difference and notice the tension around your facial muscles. And then let them go and notice the difference. Notice when your eyebrows feel heavier and your mouth feels softer. Let your ears feel heavier and allow yourself to sink onto whatever's comfortably supporting you. Now lift your eyebrows high. Lift your eyebrows high and press your head into your pillow or into whatever's supporting it. Press it gently, but notice the difference. Notice the difference in the back of your neck. Notice the difference in your forehead and your scalp. Notice the difference. And now, let the eyebrows become heavy. Let the head soften. Take the weight off it. Allow it to feel soft and comfortable. And notice the difference. Once again, raise your eyebrows up and press your head back into whatever it is that's supporting you. Not too far hard, but just a little. And notice the difference. Notice the tension. Notice where it is. And then let it go. Let your eyebrows feel heavy and sink down. Allow your neck to relax. Help yourself feeling supported on whatever your head's resting on. And notice the difference. Now take a deep breath in and out, and imagine your body feeling heavier and softer and supported. Imagine gravity holding you safely and comfortably in your position. And as we complete your relaxation, have a stretch if you want to. Open your eyes and look around. When you're ready, you can move your body gently. And if you're lying, make sure that you roll to the side before you get up.